Hi Mark, I'm Alice. I'm going to read the article this week. The title is Stress Management: How to Reduce, Prevent, and Cope with Stress. It may seem that there's nothing you can do about stress. The bills won't stop coming. There will never be more hours in a day, and your career and family responsibility will always be demanding. But you have more control than you might think, in fact. The simple realization that you are in control of your life is the foundation of stress management. Managing stress is all about taking charge of your thoughts, emotions, schedule, and the way you deal with problems. Identify the sources of stress in your life. Stress management starts with identifying the source of stress in your life. This isn't as easy as it sounds. Your true source of stress aren't always obvious, but it's all too easy to overlook your own stress-inducing thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Sure, you may now know that they're constantly worried about work deadlines, but maybe it's your procrastinations rather than the actual job demands that leads to deadline stress. To identify your true source of stress, look closely at your habits, attitude, and excuses. Number 1. Do you explain away stress as temporary? I just have a million things going on right now, even though you can't remember the last line you think to breather. Number 2. Do you define stress as an integral part of your work or home life? Things are always crazy around here, or as a part of your personality. I have a lot of nervous energy, that's all. Number 3 is, do you blame your stress on the other people or outside events, or views it as entirely normal and unexceptional? Until you accept responsibilities for the whole role you play in creating or maintaining it, your stress level will remain outside your control. Start a stress journal. A stress journal can help you identify the regular stressors in your life and the way you deal with them. Each time you feel stressed, keep track of it in your journal. As you keep a daily log, you will begin to see patterns and common themes. Write down. First, what caused your stress? Make a guess if you are unsure. Number 2, how you felt both physically and emotionally. Number 3, how you act in response. Number 4, what you did to make yourself feel better. Next, look at how you currently cope with stress. Think about the ways you currently manage and cope with stress in your life. Your stress journal can help you identify them. Are your coping strategies healthy or unhealthy, helpful or unproductive? Unfortunately, many people cope with stress in ways that compound the problems. Unhealthy ways of coping with stress. These coping strategies may temporarily reduce stress, but they cause more damage in the long run. There are smoking, drinking too much, overeating or undereating, zoning out for hours in front of the TV or computer, withdrawing from friends, family, and activities, using pills or drugs to relax, sleeping too much, procrastinating, filling up every minute of the day to avoid facing problems, taking out your stress on others, lashing out, angry outbursts, physical violence. Learning healthier ways to manage stress. If your methods of coping with stress aren't contributing to your greater emotional and physical health, it's time to find healthier ones. There are many healthy ways to manage and cope with stress, but they all require change. You can either change the situation or change your reaction. When deciding which options to choose, it's helpful to think of the four as avoid, alter, adapt, or accept. Since everyone has a unique response to stress, there is no one-size-fits-all solutions to managing it. No single method works for everyone or in every situation, so experiment with different techniques and strategies. Focus on what makes you feel calm and in control. Dealing with stressful situations, the 4 8s. Change the situation. There are 1. Avoid the stressor. 2. Alter the stressor. Change your reaction. There are 1. Adapt to the stressor. 2. Accept the stressor. Next is stress management strategy. First, avoid unnecessary stress. Not all stress can be avoided, and it's not healthy to avoid a situation that needs to be addressed. You may be surprised, however, by the number of stressors in your life that you can eliminate. First, learn how to say no. Know your limits and stick to them. Whether in your personal or professional life, taking one more than you can handle is a surefire recipe for stress. Second, avoid people who stress you out. If someone consistently causes stress in your life and you can turn the relationship around, limit the amount of time you spend with that person or end the relationship entirely. 3. Take control of your environment. If the evening news makes you anxious, turn the TV off. If traffic gets your tense, take a longer but less traveled route. If going to the market is an unpleasant chore, do your grocery shopping online. 4 is avoid hot-button topics. If you get upset over religions or politics, cross them off your conversation list. If you repeatedly argued about the same subject with the same people, stop bringing it up or excuse yourself when it's the topic of discussion. 5 is pare down your to-do list. Analyze your schedule, responsibilities, and daily tasks. If you've got too much on your plate, distinguish between the should and the must. Drop tasks that aren't truly necessary to the bottom of the list or eliminate them entirely. Next, stress management strategy 2. Alter the situation. If you can't avoid the stressful situation, try to alter it. Figure out what you can do to change things so the problem doesn't present itself in the future. Often, this involves changing the way you communicate and operate in your daily life. First, express your feelings instead of bottling them up. If something or someone is bothering you, communicate your concerns in an open and respectful way. If you don't voice your feelings, resentment will build and the situation will likely remain the same. Second, be willing to compromise. When you ask someone to change their behavior, be willing to do the same. If you both are willing to bend at least a little, you will have a good chance of finding a happy middle ground. 3, be more assertive. Don't take a backseat seat in your own life. Deal with problems head-on, doing your best to anticipate and prevent them. If you've got an exam to study for and your chatty roommate just got home, say up front that you only have 5 minutes to talk. 4, manage your time better. Poor time management can cause a lot of stress. When you are stretched too thin and running behind, it's hard to stay calm and confused. But if you plan ahead and make sure you don't overextend yourself, you can alter the amount of stress you're under. Next, stress management strategy 3. Adapt to the stressor. If you can't change the stressor, change yourself. You can adapt to stressful situations and regain your sense of control by changing your expectations and attitude. First, reframe problems. Try to view stressful situations from a more positive perspective. Rather than fuming about a tragic jam, look at it as an opportunity to pause and regroup. Listen to your favorite radio station or enjoy some alone time. Number 2. Look at the big picture. Take perspective of the stressful situation. Ask yourself how important it will be in the long run. Will it matter